worked really hard on the beginning of the end, having a nice flow into sophomore to sophomore. I'm pretty pleased with the way it came out. Obviously, I'm my own worst critic and things could be better, but I'm still very pleased with it. Sophomore to sophomore is another callback to what we were doing this time last year. On my first album, sophomore year, was my go-to song. It was the song I performed at almost every open mic I went to. It was the song that I played for people because it meant a lot to me. I felt good when I played it. It's a song about having your friends and just having like that one perfect day. That song meant so much to me for 4 years of my life until sophomore year of college hit, and I did a callback to it and I was like, listen, things are not good now. These friends that I once spoke about are not the same people anymore, and I'm certainly not. They're not there for me when I need them, and things are better if we go on our separate ways. It also addresses me struggling to come to terms with that. Some not very nice things happened during that time period. I felt betrayed, like I couldn't trust anyone. It was a very scary, dark time. I just didn't know who to believe anymore. It made me question everything I thought I knew, and so sophomore to sophomore, it kind of goes back and it's like, listen, if I were 15 again, I would tell 15-year-old Sam to just be careful, because sometimes you come across people who are toxic and you don't realize it until it's a little too late. For the beginning half of the song, it kind of talks about like these fragmented aesthetics that I once had with this group of people, running off into the night and feeling young and like in high school again. It's kind of that whole vibe. It kind of switches. It's, I just got my ass dumped on the ground and I need help, and I'm reaching out for that help, but it's like no one's there for me from that group. We were basically childhood friends, and it just didn't rub me the right way. Something was wrong. And as much as I tried my best to be there for them, you know what? I don't even know if I can talk about it.
No, get along, will we be singing that old song? Do you know the words?
It tells the story of childhood friends kind of going through their own breakup, as well as my own personal breakup with a lover. A breakup that not only made me feel like I was questioning everything happening around me, but it was also a breakup that tore that friend group away from me. For some reason, sides were chosen, and to this day, I still don't understand it. And honestly, at this point, I don't even know if I want to. The bridge of that song, I really enjoy because it takes another aspect of like a Lorde aesthetic where it just kind of has this heavy bass line. It really reminds me of her song, The Louvre, which if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it and then get back to me on this bridge. It's like very dark and mysterious and like kind of like bass pumping in the background, but like it's like kind of muffly. There's more spoken word over that whole bridge. This is a passage that I wrote one night when I literally felt like the world was falling from beneath my feet. It was a terrible experience that night, and I wrote all my feelings out, and I went to bed. That was it. I really want to make note of the one lyric that says, "This song goes out to the friends left who don't doubt." Thank you to my friends who are still around for not doubting me as a human and just making me feel loved. Sophomore year was not a good time, and just, hi, if we're friends, you mean the world to me, and I want to make that very clear because this song talks about like a group of my friends who were not very nice to me towards the end, and I still have nightmares about it, and just thank you for being a friend if you're still around. It means the world to me, and I just wanted to make note of that because not everyone gets lumped into that category of being a bad friend. There are many genuine good humans out there. I realize now I have a lot more friends than I think I do. I need to get stuck in my bubble all the time. Bitch Culture is my favorite song on the album. I can say that without a doubt. It was the second to last song I think that I put together for the album, and it just kind of flowed correctly. It was one of the first things I've done in a while where it just made sense. The song originally started as something I was just randomly singing to my dog. It didn't have any of the lyrics it currently does. It was just kind of like me singing about my dog with these cool chords. I took those chords and I decided to write a song with them. That's when Bitch Culture emerged. It turned into like this like Green Day Joan Jett type of vibe. I was really channeling my inner Joan, and I was like, I'm very angry and I want people to know I'm angry and I just want this message to be heard. I figured if I made the song catchy enough, it would get stuck in people's heads, people would get it. The chorus is one of my favorites because it has this like reference to Scooby-Doo. If you know me, you know I love Scooby-Doo. I'm 20 years old and I still love Scooby-Doo. I want to do something a little cooler, like I'm gonna call the Mystery Gang. I did some research. That phrase didn't seem to be copyrighted or trademarked, so I felt comfortable using Mystery Gang. I think nowadays they call the Mystery Gang Mystery Incorporated. The chorus has some of my favorite lyrics I've ever written. Hey, you know I'm not the villain in your storybook, I'm trying. Just chillin', trying to get some peace of mind, but you're on my mind. Hey, you know I'm not a psycho. You make me wanna go, uh-oh. Call the Mystery Gang, I'm tired of screaming out in vain. I use a lot of Scooby-Doo themes and imagery, like unmasking people and realizing they're not who you thought they were. I think there's something just really cool about that, and if I put it in a Scooby-Doo context, it makes me feel a lot happier because it is a sad time and I turned it into like this kind of like a banger rock song, and I don't know, I'm very proud of this song. So if I ever get the chance to perform live, I will definitely be doing Bitch Culture. It also like was one of the songs where I actually felt comfortable singing it because I dislike singing very much. I'm not a fan of my voice. With this song, it was just kind of like go crazy and like scream a little bit, and if it doesn't sound great, it's rock and roll. And I don't know, that was a little cringy, but you know, I think you get the gist of it. I don't have the vocals of Joan Jett, but sometimes it's nice to just really like feel it in your throat, you know, like feel it and just like kind of growl it out a little bit. Last but not least, we have Someone. This song definitely was inspired a lot by Taylor Swift's Folklore, just because her album dropped right as I was finishing up Mediocracy, and I was inspired a lot by Betty and some of the guitar patterns, or like Invisible String, or just in general, like that soft guitar type of sound. So I have some like interesting finger picking, and like overall felt kind of cool with it. I really like some of the lyrics in here. It's kind of about me struggling internally with who I want to be and who I feel I am. One of my favorite lyrics is, maybe if I had another drink of coffee, then I'll start to see the Sam I want to be. That's just like one of the really powerful lyrics for me in that whole song, just because it's like, I like coffee, and no, I don't have an addiction. Like I can go without coffee, but some days I'm like, maybe if I just keep drinking more coffee, I'll feel better enough to like go outside and get some fresh air, or like feel motivated. Deals more with my internal emotions than anything. It's more about me wanting to be someone to people and feeling meaning. In the end, I know I have meaning and I am valued. I think that's the important message to take away, is that even if you don't feel like you're someone some days, you mean something to someone. I don't know if that sounded confusing or what, but I guess that's just the message of the story. And it kind of also like completes the whole storyline. It's like, maybe one day I'll be something. Maybe I am mediocre, but I'm going to be the best mediocre thing that there is. I will be someone. Not maybe one day. Today I will be someone. And I think that's just very affirming and powerful. It's a special concept for me. I really enjoy the lyrics, and it's a really special thought. Alright, so now I'm here. I'm ready to wrap up this explanation of Mediocracy at its finest. If you have any more questions or just thoughts, leave them in the comments, or find me on Instagram and social media. I like hearing what people have to say. And yeah, that's it. Since this is technically a vlog, kind of, sort of, not really. Awkward wave. I'll see you when I see you.
Maybe if I stopped blaming myself, I'll be able to move on. But there's something wrong with the way they treat me. It's not cool.